distance between water and air, grounded in flight. Spinning my mind, contemplating how we got here. Oh, it's a waste of time. Be my dark night.
What's up? It's Coach Erin here, and now I've just totally forgotten what day of the program I'm on. I think I'm on day 13. 11, 12, 13. I think I just posted 11. Yesterday was day 12, and I didn't do a video, so I was pretty busy. So today I'm just going to make up for it. It was supposed to be a mobility and meditation series. So I'm gonna add a meditation in here for you. And then I'm also just going to do a little bit of core mobility. Still have something funny going on with my belly, and I kind of did a core and booty workout today. So I'm just going to work on stretching that out, a little bit nice on the gut, and stretching out the low back as well to help with the core and the stretching out our QL. So join me if you like. Otherwise, have an amazing day. Get that mobility and meditation in, and then check out today's workout, the booty and core. Finished her off with a nice shoulder burner. And right now I'm needing 2 hands to drink my water and coffee. So it's a gooder. So hope you guys enjoy. Take care.
Hey guys, so welcome. What we're going to do is we're going to start just kind of resting on our mats for a couple of minutes, trying to bring our attention and focus in towards our breath, our breathing, and our body. So just gaining a little bit of connection, trying to still the mind, and focus in on our health and the mobility. And I'm going to be starting on a belly massage. So as you're laying there, you can listen. What we want to do is, the idea is to help release any kind of sluggish parts in the colon and belly. So any food that might be stuck, we want to help it kind of dislodge and go through to improve your digestion. All right, and how you do that is your colon starts at the bottom left part of your lower abdomen, kind of in between your hip bone and your belly button, so just a little bit lower than the level of the belly button. Okay, then if you draw a straight line from there up towards your rib cage, so before you hit the rib cage, you're going to take a sharp turn over and across the belly, all right, to the other side of the ribs, and then down again between the hip bone and the belly button, just below the line of the belly button. Okay, at that bottom part there is a small little part of the colon that juts over towards the pubic bone at about a 45-degree angle. It's just really small, maybe a couple of inches. So what we're going to do is we're going to start there. So we start at the bottom, not up at the top where food comes into the colon. We want to start at the bottom to help slowly kind of release and kind of dislodge anything that might be stuck. So if you haven't done this before and you're unsure of what's going on here, please be very safe, very gentle. It's pretty much just skin deep pressure. So really, especially if you haven't done this, and if you're experiencing any pain or discomfort with this and you're trying it out, then please discontinue, stop right away, and just focus on some breathing. You can do some gentle circles on your belly in a clockwise direction, and from if you're looking down at your belly, you're moving your hands in a clockwise direction, so in the direction of the food propulsion. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to start on that 45-degree angle, so you're over on your left side. So if you're looking at yourself down towards your belly button, your left side. Okay, and so from that kind of lower part to that 45-degree angle towards the pubic bone, there's just like a few inches there. What you're going to do is you're going to take your fingers and you're kind of going to either your thumb, depending on what feels most comfortable for you, but it's almost like a scooping motion. All right, and you can use kind of 3 fingers. Something I use my pointer finger, middle finger, and ring finger. So index. And I just kind of do some small scoops. So 3 scoops. All right, moving up an inch at a time, 3 scoops. And then after the 3rd scoop, kind of your 4th one is drawing that full line down to the end of the line towards that pubic bone. So then you go up to the 45 degrees, 3 more scoops, and then 1 long scoop down to the bottom. And then what we're going to do with that, once you reach the top of that 45 degree, you're going to go up, straight up towards the rib cage. All right, so same thing. So scooping down towards the straight down, so in between the belly button and the hip bone. 3 scoops, and then your 4th is going to draw the line all the way, because sometimes you have to have a little bit of patience for this one. All right, so just slowly moving up towards the ribs, and that straight line up towards the rib cage, and just under the rib cage is kind of where you stop and you take a corner. So you can do 3 scoops. Once you get up to the corner, you take 3 scoops around the corner, and then the 4th is going to be drawing a line all the way down to where you started. So you're going to move around and across the upper, above that belly button to the other side of the rib cage there, and down, doing the same thing. So finishing below the belly button line, in between your belly button and your hip bone. Okay, and once you're done with those 3 scoops and the long line, you're going to go back over to that 45 degree, and you're going to start with 3 scoops, 3 lines all the way down. So not just those 3 little scoops all the way up an inch at a time. You're going to start at the top of the 45 degree and over towards the pubic bone. Then you're going to go to the top of the rib cage. All right, then you're going to draw 3 lines all the way down. So it's kind of an I love you is what you kind of say. So I all the way down, including the 45 degree angle part, I, and then across the top of the belly. All right, we do this in infant massage. Across the top of the belly, down, and again at that 45 degree, ending at the bottom by your pubic bone. So then you're going to do the same thing on the right hand side. So from the lower part of the abdomen, sliding up towards the rib cage, across the belly, down, and that 45 degrees. You're going to do that, and then at the very end you're going to do 3 long all the way around, drawing those lines all the way around from start to finish, including the 45 degrees. All right, so you guys can pause the video and do that. As you can see in the video, I moved on a little bit. I'm on my back. I've pulled my knees up, placed my feet on the floor, and I windmilled my knees over to one side. All right, I am focusing on keeping the low back protected, but also at the same time just stretching that hip flexor, the front of the hip, kind of pulling, squeezing the glutes and getting an extra little stretch in there. Okay, and then what I want to do is I'm going to go to the right hip here after I stay on each side for 15 seconds or so, and then I'm going to, keeping my knees bent, I'm just going to slide my fingers. I'm going to find my hip bone, so the big kind of bone on the side, the one that sticks out in the front. All right, and then you can, if you feel that bone, you can feel it. It kind of goes in this big circular, semicircular shape up towards the side of your hip. All right, and then back towards on your back, and that's your pelvis, right? So what you want to do is you can just right along the hip bone, just like if you just have your finger on the hip bone and then slide over to one side like you're sliding off a ridge, and slide over to the other side, so the outside and the inside. Those are all kind of muscle attachments in there, and these are amazing to get into. So we're really kind of working that today. All right, so sliding your finger to the inside, just off the edge. You don't want to go deep into the belly, especially if you've never done this before, but it's kind of a self massage here. You're just going to go along the ridge. To get a little bit deeper in there, but you don't have to do this. So if you'd like, what this does is relax the muscles a little bit, so you can kind of get into them a little bit more, so they're not tense, they're relaxed. So I've rolled over onto my left side, and I'm still working on the right hip, so creating a bit of space and a pocket so everything kind of releases and drops down towards the ground, and you can kind of get in there a little bit more. So you're just on the outside, just off the outside towards the outer hip bone. All right, and you can go along there. You'll probably feel some nice kind of tender spots, and that's where you want to focus your attention to. All right, taking nice deep breaths, nothing super painful. We're just, and you may not feel anything, we're just still working the muscles. All right, and then once you're done there, spend, I don't know, you don't have to spend more than a minute on that if you don't feel like you need it, but if you like it and if it's feeling great, then just awesome, keep going, right? Pause the video, keep going, and then I'm gonna work the other hip. So here again, I'm just diving the fingers right off the ledge as if they're just kind of slipping off the ledge, and then I'm actually going parallel and perpendicular to the bone, okay, the direction of the bone, okay. And yeah, what this does is called cross fiber frictions and with fibers. So with fiber is usually a little bit more comfortable. Cross fiber can maybe be a little bit more uncomfortable, but nothing should be painful here. You're just trying to relax. If you've never done this before, this is going to feel very strange, but it's super effective and something that really you can do. So especially during lockdowns and when massage is closed. Not that you don't need a massage therapist, because there's nothing like that. You cannot supplement it on your own, but you can do a little bit to help your body and muscles, especially if you deal with tight hips, and if you're doing that, like the core workouts, we're getting kind of deep into like our psoas and other muscles there. All right, and our TFL on the outside of the hip and all that good stuff. Okay, all right, so again, here I'm just switching, and I'm gonna roll over to on my right hand side to get into that left hip a little bit more. Again, rolling over and having the one knee hanging over. If you need a block or a pillow underneath your knee and you can't get it all the way towards to the floor to rest, then definitely grab that. I forgot to mention that with the first one, but yeah, make sure it's nice and comfy. You want to be relaxed, not tense. You don't want to have all that tension through the low back either. So you just want it nice and easy, and again, dropping the fingers and the thumbs. You can push the side of the thumb and then push your other thumb on top to get a little bit more, all right, tension in there, or a bit more pressure, sorry, that's the word. But again, not going too far off. It's just as if you're just like slightly going off the edge, the ledge, all right, that ridge line. Going up to the outside. Don't forget the outside of that hip bone that sticks out. Just kind of up along the circular part of that pelvis is your TFL, and that's a sneaky guy, especially when it comes to low back pain. All right, so when you're done rolling onto your back, you're going to bring one knee in towards the chest. We're hugging it. The other one stays straight. I want you to keep it engaged though. All right, so I want you to feel that stretch. If you're a little bit tight in the hip flexors, you may not be able to have that leg straight, or it might not rest fully on the ground. I've got pretty tight hip flexors. All right, so I definitely, I don't get my leg flush to the ground. All right, holding that for a few seconds. I'm going to gently bring both knees in, extend the opposite leg out, stretching out the hip flexors on that side, and hugging the knee in. You're going to keep your head on the floor, just hanging out here for not that long, but a few breaths. Thinking about all the good things you're doing for your body right now. Deep breaths. Great. Now sliding with the heel up towards the bum, and then lift your knees up, hug your knees in towards the chest, and we'll go into something in yoga they call happy baby. So you can grab either the outside of your foot, the inside or feet inside of your feet. All right, but you're going to take your bend your knees and take your feet out wide. All right, this is a great one. Think about stretching long, stretching that tailbone down and stretching your head, the crown of your head up, lengthening through that spine, taking some nice deep breaths. Feel that tailbone reaching. Awesome. All right, we're going to roll over onto our belly. Take our arms out to the side so we're in like a T position, okay? And I'm starting with my left leg here. So I'm going to look to the left arm, bend the left knee, and I'm going to rotate and tap my toe behind me, keeping that knee bent. This is called the scorpion stretch. All right, so I'm getting a nice stretch there. This is great for spinal mobility. All right, and definitely something that I always need to work on, and some injuries there, some current and some past, and always have to try to think about thoracic and especially low back mobility and strength. All right, so just a few back and forth. Tuck the tailbone under as you pull the belly button in, and you're going to sit back into a child's pose. So bring your sit bones back towards your heels. Toes are touching. All right, and then we're going to walk our hand, or as we stretch our hands out in front, lower the head, try and keep the sit bones touching the heels, and then we're going to walk our hands over onto the right hand side. Deep breaths here, really feeling that beautiful long stretch all the way down the side of the body, over to the other side. If your knees are together, you rock your hips over to the opposite side of what you're reaching to. So right now I'd be dropping my hips and bum over to the right side as I reach my arms to the left. Okay, back to center, just taking a nice breath here. Back over to the other side. Okay, dropping those hips. In this case, I'd be dropping my hips over to the left as I reach right with my arms and torso. Get a nice stretch through the outer glute with this one too. Okay, switch sides. Nice deep breaths. All right, coming on up. Woo. Coming into a tabletop position and sitting back on your heels. Nope. I'm going forward to a seated pose. One foot in front of the other. Okay, I'm going to put just something under my bum to elevate so I can relax in this position. So we're just going to take a few minutes here and go into kind of a nice, beautiful side stretch. Again, getting into our QL, which is often, it's kind of the lower part of our backs and often can attribute to low back pain. So we're going to reach on over. Okay, we're in that cross-legged position, but one foot is in front of the other, so they're not actually stacked on top. All right, we're reaching to the opposite side again. And then we're going to open up the chest and the arm towards the ceiling and then come back to center. Okay, going over to the opposite side, kind of reaching forward and across the body. Your other hand can be behind you or beside you, or supporting the weight of your body as you reach. Taking deep breaths into the rib cage, thinking about opening up. And then open the chest and arm up towards the sky, rotate back to center. Okay, we're gonna go into a coffee grinder here. All right, so you're gonna pull the chest forward. You're doing big, slow circles. All right, so pick a direction. Obviously, we're going to switch directions at some point. They want to think about, again, just movement and mobility through the spine. All right, so pulling the chest forward, allowing yourself to chin to come in towards the chest. Switch directions. Okay, pull the shoulder blades away from the spine. Okay, really open up through the back. Okay. All right, and feel this through just the whole upper body there. Okay, big circles. And then we're gonna bring it in, smaller circles. Switch directions, small circles in the other direction. All right, bring it smaller and smaller and smaller until we're kind of back to that center position. All right, and this one gonna be a little bit strange possibly for you if you've never done this, but a whole bunch of our core muscles attached to the pubic bone. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go from the belly button, slide your fingers down until you hit that bone and that ridge. You'll feel it. All right, so you don't want to go down and over. All right, stay just on the top and on the actual, just kind of above the bone, so towards your belly button a little bit more. So you want to try and relax the belly, and as you're kind of feeling around in there, you just kind of, again, it's like that simple, like you're on the ridge and you slide off the ridge. It's just a few millimeters, okay? It's not like we're not talking an inch or centimeters, all right? Just like kind of millimeters. Just going along the ridgeline out towards the outside, okay? And there can be some sensitive spots here, especially if things are tight. So we're just working on, again, relax that belly. Okay, we're doing the with fiber directions and cross fiber directions, so perpendicular and parallel. So diving off the pubic bone towards your belly button and along that ridge, and then you can go dive off, and then you can kind of move your fingers side to side, all right? Getting in there, right? Trying to keep it nice and relaxed, all right? And these are attachment points for your core muscles. And it's really important. This is an awesome, some of them you cannot get to, all right, because we can only look at kind of the surface, your outer layer of abdominals. So this gives you a chance to maybe dive into some of the attachment points, especially after a core workout. Yeah. All right. So cool. Awesome. You've done that. If it's the first time, it might feel, like I said, a little bit strange, but it's actually super effective. All right. So now we're going to go into just a little bit of a meditation. All right. A little bit of a meditation, and you guys are just finding a comfortable spot. I like to keep my fingers in front there, thumbs and fingers touching, and otherwise you can have them out on your knees, palms facing up, palms on your knees, whatever feels most comfortable for you. That is what is most important. All right? All right, so continue going on. We're going to take a comfortable position, okay? Try to relax your muscles and body as you take 5 deep inhales through your nose while pausing at the top for 3, 2, 1, and exhale fully and easily out through your mouth. Try and let your breath come naturally here. A few breaths. You want to take your mind back through your workout if you just did one. Okay, what felt great? What felt not so great? Remember the moments you felt strong, the moments you pushed through, did one more rep, kept going until the last second of the set. What muscles did you work? Feel them now. Feel your body becoming healthier, your muscles becoming stronger, burning more fat, improving your digestion, decreasing stress, improving your mood. Feel thankful that your body allowed you to do this workout today. Feel proud of yourself for making this time to commit to your health and well-being. If nothing else goes your way today, remember that you did this workout. Awesome job. Thank you so much. Have a good one.